Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured, piteous overthrows do with their death bury their parents' strife.
The quarrel is between our masters, and us, their men.
'Tis all one.
Draw thy tool. Here comes two of the house of the Capulets.
Quarrel? I will back thee.
I will frown as I pass by and let them take it as they list.
Nay, as they dare. I will bite my thumb at them, which is a disgrace to them if they bear it.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir? Is the law of our side if I say I?
No.
No, sir, I do not bite my thumb at you, sir, but I bite my thumb, sir.
Do you quarrel, sir?
Quarrel, sir. No, sir.
If you do, I am for you. I serve as good a man as you.
No better.
Well, sir.
Say better. Here comes one of my master's kinsmen.
Yes, better, sir.
You lie.
Draw, if you be men.
Port, fools! You know not what you do. What art thou drawn amongst these heartless hinds? Turn thee, Benvolio. Look upon thy death.
I do but keep the peace. Put up thy sword, or manage it to part these men with me.
What? Drawn to talk of peace? I hate the word, as I hate hell, all Montagues, and thee. Have at thee, coward.
What noise is this? Give me my long sword, ho!
A crutch! Why call you for a sword?
My long sword, I say. Here comes Montague, and he will flourish his blade in spite of me.
Thou shalt not stir a foot to seek a foe.
Hold me not, let me go.
Rebellious subjects, enemies to peace, throw your mistempered weapons to the ground and hear the sentence of your moved prince. 3 civil brawls, bred of an airy word, by thee, old Capulet and Montague, have thrice disturbed the quiet of our streets. If ever you disturb our streets again, your lives shall pay the forfeit of the peace. At this time, all the rest depart away. You, Capulet, shall go along with me, and Montague, come you this afternoon to know our further pleasure in this case. Once more, on pain of death, all men depart.
Who set this ancient quarrel to approach? Speak, nephew. Were you by when it began?
Here were the servants of your adversary and the Capulets close fighting ere I did approach. I drew to part them. In the instant came the fiery Tybalt with sword prepared. While we were interchanging thrusts and blows, came more, and fought on part and part, till the prince came, who parted either part.
Oh, where is Romeo? Saw you him today? Right glad I am he was not at this fray.
Madam, an hour before the sun peered forth the golden window of the east, a troubled mind drave me to walk abroad, where beneath the grove of sycamore, so early walking, did I see your son. Towards him I made, but he was ware of me, and stole into the covert of the wood.
Many a morning hath he there been seen, with tears augmenting the fresh morning dew. Lack and portentous must his humor prove, unless good counsel may the cause remove.
My noble uncle, do you know the cause?
I neither know it nor can learn of him.
Have you importuned him by any means?
Both by myself and many other friends, but he, his own affections counsel.
See where he comes. So please you, step aside. I'll know his grievance, or be much denied.
I would thou wert so happy by thy stay to hear true shrift. Come, madam, let's away.
Good morrow, cousin.
Is the day so young?
But news struck 9.
Ay me, sad hours seem long.
Tell me, what sadness lengthens Romeo's hours?
Not having that, which having makes them short.
In love?
Out.
Of love?
Out of her favor, where I am in love.
Alas, that love, so gentle in his view, should be so tyrannous and rough in proof.
Alas, that love whose view is muffled still should, without eyes, see pathways to his will. I heard the prince shouting in the streets. What fray was here? Yet tell me not, for I have heard it all. There's much to do with hate, but more with love. Therefore, farewell, my cousin.
Soft! I will go along. Tell me in sadness who it is that you love.
What, shall I groan and tell thee?
Groan, but no, but sadly, tell me who.
In sadness, cousin, I do love a woman.
I aimed so near when I supposed you lived.
A right good markman, and she's fair, I love.
A right fair mark, fair cuz, as soon as tit.
She hath forsworn that love, and in that vow do I live dead that live to tell it now.
Be ruled by me, forget to think of her.
Teach me how I should forget to think.
By giving liberty unto thine eyes, examine other beauties.
Farewell, thou canst not teach me to forget.
Montague is bound, as well as I in penalty alike. But 'tis not hard, I think, for two as old as we to keep the peace.
Of honorable reckoning are you both, and pity 'tis you've been at odds for so long. But, now my lord, what say you to my suit?
Say or I've said before, my child is yet a stranger in the world, has not seen the change of 14 years. Let 2 more summers wither in their pride, ere we think she's right to be a bride.
Younger than she, a happy mother's maid.
The earth has swallowed up all my hope. But she is my hopeful lady of the earth. Go woo her, gentle Paris, get her heart. My will to her consent is but a part. Oh, this night I hold an old accustomed feast, whereto I have invited many a guest, such as I love, and you amongst the score. One more most welcome makes my number more. Come, go with me.
Take thou some new infection to thy eye, and the rank poison of the old will die.
God, good fellow.
God be gotten. I pray, sir, can you read?
I, mine own fortune am in misery. Signor Martino and his wife and daughters, County Assolme and his beauteous sisters, the lady widow of Vitrovio, Signor Placentio and his lovely nieces, Mercutio and his brother Valentine, my uncle Capulet, his wife and daughters, my fair niece Rosaline, Livia, Signor Valentio and his cousin Tybalt, Lucio and the lively Helena. A fair assembly. Whither should they come?
To supper, to our house.
Whose house?
My master's.
Indeed, I should have asked you that before.
Now, I'll tell you without asking. My master is the great rich Capulet, and if he be not of the house of the Montagues, I pray, come and crush a cup of wine. Rest ye merry.
At this same ancient feast of Capulets sups the fair Rosaline whom thou so lovest. With all the admired beauties of Verona go hither, and with unattainted eye compare her face with some that I shall show. And I will make thee think thy swan is a crow.
One fairer than my love? The all-seeing sun ne'er saw her match since first the world begun. I'll go along, no such sight to be shown, but to rejoice in splendor of mine own.
Nurse, where's my daughter? Call her forth to me.
Now, by my maidenhood, a 12-year-old, I bade her come. Why, lamb? Why, ladybird? God forbid, where is this girl? Why, Juliet?
Come now, Paul.
Your mother.
Madam, I'm here. What is your will? This is the matter. Nurse, give leave a while. We must talk in secret. Nurse! Come back again. I have remembered me thou's hear our counsel. Thou knowest my daughter's of a pretty age.
Oh, faith, I can tell her age unto an hour.
She's not 14.
I'll lay 14 of my teeth. And yet to my teeth it be it spoken, I have but 4. She is not 14. How long is it now to Lammastide?
A fortnight and odd days.
Ooh, even or odd, come Lammas Eve at night, shall she be 14. Susan and she, God rest all Christian souls, were of an age. Well, Susan is with God, she was too good for me. But as I said, come Lammas Eve at night, shall she be 14. Marry she shall, I remember it well. 'Tis since the earthquake now, 11 years, and she was weaned, I never shall forget it. Of all days in the year, upon that day, my lord and you were then at Mantua. Nay, I do bear a brain, for even then she could have stood alone. Oh, she could have even run and waddled all about. For even the day before, she broke her brow. And then my husband, oh, God be with his soul, was a merry man, took up the child. Yea, quoth he, dost thou fall upon thy face? Thou wilt fall backwards when thou hast more wit. Wilt thou not, jewel? And then, oh, pretty wretch, left crying and said, to see now how a jest will come about. Wilt thou not, jewel, quoth he, and pretty wretched stinted and said,
Enough of this! I pray thee, hold thy peace.
Your peace I have done. God mark you to his grace, thou was the prettiest babe that e'er I nursed. And I live to see thee married once, I'll have my wish.
Marry? That marry is the very theme I came to talk of. Tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married?
It is an honor that I dream not of.
An honor. Oh, if I were not thine only nurse, I would have said thou hast sucked wisdom from thy teeth.
Well, think of marriage now. Younger than you, here in Verona, ladies of esteem are made already mothers. By my count, I was your mother, much upon these years that you are now a maid. Thus then, in brief, the valiant Paris seeks you for his love.
Oh, a man, young lady, such a man for all the world. Why, he's a man of wax.
Verona summer hath not such a flower.
Nay, he's a flower. Oh, in faith, a very flower.
What say you? Can you love the gentleman? This night you shall behold him at our feast. Read o'er the volume of young Paris's face, and find delight writ there with beauty's pen. So shall you share all that he doth possess by having him, making yourself no less.
Oh, no less, nay, more. Women grow by man.
Speak briefly. Can you like of Paris's love?
I'll look to like, if looking, liking move. But no more deep blind dart mine eye than your consent gives strength to make it fly.
Madam, the guests are come, supper served up. You called, my young lady asked for. The nurse cursed in the pantry, and everything in extremity. I must hence to wait, I beseech you, follow straight.
We follow thee, Juliet. The county stays.
Go, girl. Seek happy nights to happy days.
What, shall a speech be spoke for our excuse, or shall we on without apology?
But let them measure us by what they will. We'll measure them a measure and be gone.
Give me a torch, I am not for this ambling. Being but heavy, I will bear the light.
Nay, gentle Romeo, we must have you dance.
Not I, believe me. You have dancing shoes with nimble soles. I have a soul of lead, so staked to the ground I cannot move.
If love be rough with you, be rough with love. Prick love for pricking, and you beat love down. Give me a case to put my vice in, a visor for a visor.
Come, knock and enter, and no sooner in, but every man betake him to his legs.
And we mean well in going to this mask, but 'tis no wit to go.
Why? May one ask?
I dreamed a dream tonight.
And so did I.
Well, what was yours?
That dreamers often lie.
In bed asleep while they do dream things true.
Oh, then I see Queen Mauve hath been with you. She is the fairy's midwife, and she comes in shape no bigger than an agate stone. On the forefinger of an alderman, drawn by a team of little atomies, athwart men's noses as they lie asleep. Her wagon spokes made of long spiders' legs, the covers of the wings of grasshoppers, her traces of the smallest spider's web, the collar of the moonshine's watery beam, her width of cricket's bone, the lash of film, and in this state she gallops night by night through lovers' brains, and then they dream of love over ladies' lips who straight on kisses dream. Oh, witch off the angry mob with blisters plagues because their breaths with sweetmeats tainted are. Sometimes comes she with a tight pig's tail, tickling a parson's nose as they lie asleep. Then dreams he of another benefice. Sometimes driveth she over a soldier's neck. Then dreams he of cutting foreign throats. Drums in his ear at which he starts and wakes, and being frighted, swears a prayer or two, and sleeps again. This is the hag when maids lie on their backs that presses them and learns them first to bear, making them women of good carriage. This is she
Peace, Mercutio, peace. Thou talk'st of nothing.
True. I talk of dreams, which are the children of an idle brain, begot of nothing but vain fantasy, which is as thin of a substance as the air and more inconstant than the wind, who woos even now the frozen bosom of the north, and, being frighted, puffs away from thence, turning his face to the dew-dropping south.
This wind you speak of blows us from ourselves. Supper is done, and we shall come too late.
I fear too early, for my mind misgives some consequence, yet hanging in the stars shall bitterly begin his fearful date, with this night's revels and expire the term of a despised life closed in my breast by some vile forfeit of untimely death. But he that hath the steerage of my course, direct my sail.
Welcome, gentlemen. Ladies whose toes are unplagued with corns will have a bout with you. My mistresses, who amongst you all will deny to dance. She that makes dainty, she I will swear has corns. Like to leave you now? Gentlemen, I've seen the day when I wore a visor and I could tell a whispering tale into a fair lady's ear, such as would please 'Tis gone, 'tis gone, 'tis gone. You are welcome. Gentlemen, musicians, play.
What lady is that which doth enrich the hand of yonder knight?
I know not, sir.
Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night, like a rich jewel on Ethiop's ear, too rich for use for earth too dear. So shows a snowy dove trooping with crows, as yonder lady or her fellow shows. And did my heart love till now? I swear it's sight, for I ne'er saw true beauty till this night.
This, by his voice, should be a Montague. What dares a slave come hither, covered with antic face, to fleer and scorn at our solemnity?
Now, kinsman, wherefore storm you so?
Uncle, this is a Montague, our foe, a villain that has come hither in spite to scorn at our solemnity this night.
Young Romeo, is it?
'Tis he, that villain, Romeo.
Well, content thee, gentle coz. Leave him alone. He bears him to be a portly gentleman, and to say truth, Verona brags him to be a virtuous and well-governed youth. And I would not, for all the wealth of the town, do him disparagement in my house. Therefore, be patient. Take no note of him.
I'll not endure him.
He shall be endured. What goodman boy I say he shall. Go to. Am I master here, or you go to? You will not endure him. You will make mutiny among my guests.
My uncle, 'tis a shame.
Go to. You are a saucy boy, is so indeed. Well said, my heart. You are a princox. Go. Be quiet, or I make thee quiet.
I will withdraw, but this intrusion, now seeming sweet, shall convert to bitter gall.
I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine. The gentle fine is this. My lips, two blushing pilgrims, ready stand to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much, which mannerly devotion shows in this. For saints have hands that pilgrims' hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Have not saints lips and holy palmers too?
Aye, pilgrim, lips that they must use in prayer.
Well then, fair saint, let lips do what hands do. They pray, grant thou, lest faith turn to despair.
Saints do not move, though grant for prayer's sake.
Then move not, while my prayer's effect I take. Thus from my lips, by yours, my sin is purged.
And have my lips the sin that they have took?
Sin from thy lips? O trespass sweetly urged. Give me my sin again.
You kiss by the book.
Madame, your mother craves a word.
What is her mother?
Married, bachelor, her mother is the lady of the house, and a good lady, and a wise, and a virtuous. I nursed her daughter, which you talked withal. I tell you, he who can lay hold of her shall have the chains.
Is she a Capulet? Oh dear account, my life is my foe's debt.
Come hither, nurse. What is yon gentleman?
I do not know.
Go ask his name. If we be married, my grave is like to be my wedding bed.
His name is Romeo, and a Montague, the only son of your great enemy.
My only love sprung from my only hate. Too early seen and known too late. Prodigious birth of love it is to me that I must love a loathed enemy.
and on my life hath stolen him home to bed.
He ran this way and leaped this orchard wall. Call, good Mercutio.
Nay, I'll conjure too. Romeo, humors, passion, madman, lover. Appear now in the likeness of a sigh. He heareth not, he stirreth not, he moveth not, and the ape is dead.
Come, he hath hid himself among the trees to be consorted with the humorous night. Blind is his love, and best befits the dark.
If love be blind, love cannot hit the mark. Romeo! Good night. I'll to my trouble bed. Come, shall we go?
Go then, for 'tis in vain to seek him here that means not to be found.
He jests at scars, he never felt a wound. But soft, what light beyond the window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief. It is my lady, oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks, yet she says nothing. What is that? Her eye discourses, I will answer it. I am too bold. 'Tis not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all the heaven, having some business, to entreat her eyes to twinkle in their spheres till they return. Oh, see how she leans her hand upon her cheek. Oh, that I were a glove upon my hand, that I might touch that cheek.
On me.
She speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel.
Oh, Romeo. Romeo. Wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or, if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for that name which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth I never will be Romeo.
What man art thou that thus be screened at night, so stumblest on my counsel?
By a name, I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself, because it is an enemy to be. Had I written, I would tear the word.
My ears have not yet drunk 100 words of that tongue's utterance, yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo and a Montague?
Neither, fair saint, if either thee dislike.
How camest thou hither? Tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place death, considering who thou art, if any of my kinsmen find thee here.
With love's light wings thou wilt perch these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out, and what love can do that dares love attempt? Therefore thy kinsmen are no let to me.
If they do see thee, they will murder thee.
I have night cloak to hide me from their sight, but thou love me. Let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate than death prorogued wanton of thy love.
Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word. Yet if thou swearest, thou mayest prove false. At lovers' perjuries they say Jove laughs. Gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. Or if thou thinkest I am too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse and say thee nay, so thou wilt woo. But else, not for the world. In truth, for Montague, I am too fond. and therefore thou mayest think my behavior light. But trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove more true than those that have more cunning to be strange. I should have been more strange, I must confess. But that thou overheardest ere I was aware of my true love's passion. Therefore pardon me, and not impute this yielding to light love which the dark night hath so discovered.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon, I swear
I swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon that monthly changes in her circled orb. Lest that thy love prove likewise variable.
What shall I swear by?
Do not swear at all. Or, if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which is the God of my idolatry, and I'll believe thee.
If my heart's dear love,
Sweet good night. This bud of love, by summer's ripening breath, may prove a beauteous flower when next we meet. Good night. Good night. A sweet repose and rest come to thy heart as that within my breast.
Wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
The exchange of love's faithful vow for mine.
I gave thee mine before thou didst request it, and yet I would it were to give again.
Wouldst thou withdraw it? For what purpose, love?
But to be frank and give it thee again. My bounty is as boundless as the sea, my love as deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite.
Juliet!
Oh, I hear some noise within. Adieu, love, adieu. Anon, good nurse. Oh, sweet Montague, be true. Stay but a little, I will come again.
Oh, blessed night! I am afeared, being a knight, that this is all but a dream, too flattering sweet to be substantial.
3 words, dear Romeo, then good night indeed. If that thy bent of love be honorable, thy purpose, marriage, send me word tomorrow by one that I'll procure to come to thee, where and what time thou wilt perform the rite, and all my fortunes at thy foot I'll lay, and follow thee, my lord, throughout the world.
Madam!
I come anon, but if thou meanest not well, I do beseech thee.
Madam!
By and by I come to cease thy suit and leave me to my grief. Tomorrow will I send.
So thrive my soul.
1,000 times good night.
Oh, 1,000 times the worse to want thy light.
Romeo.
My love.
At what o'clock tomorrow shall I send?
At the hour of 9.
I will not fail. Oh, 'tis 20 years till then. I have forgot why I did call thee back.
Let me stand here till thou remember it.
I shall forget to have thee stand there still, remembering how I loved thy company.
And I'll still stay, to have thee so forgetting any other home but this.
Good night. Good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow, but I shall say good night till it be morrow.
Sleep dwell upon thine eyes, peace in thy breast. If I were sleep in peace, so sweet to rest. Hence will I to my ghostly father sell, his help to crave, my dear hap to tell.
The gray-eyed morn smells on the frowning night, checkering the eastern clouds with streaks of light, and with flecked darkness like a drunkard reels from forth day's path and Titan's fiery wheels. Now ere the sun advance his burning eye, a day to cheer and night's dank dew to dry.
Good morrow, father.
What early tongue so sweet saluteth me? Young son, it argues a distempered head so soon to bid good morrow to thy bed. Therefore, thy earliness doth me assure if thou art aroused by some distemperature. Or if not so, then here I hit it right. Our Romeo hath not been in bed tonight.
The last is true. The sweeter rest was mine.
God pardon sin. Is thou with Rosaline?
Rosaline, my ghostly confessor, no. I have forgot that name, and that name's woe.
It's my good son. But where hast thou been then?
I'll tell thee, ere thou askest me again. I have been feasting with mine enemy, where on a sudden one hath wounded me.
Be plain, good son, and homely in thy drift. Riddling confession finds but riddling shrift.
Then plainly know my heart's dear love is set on the fair daughter of rich Capulet. As mine on hers, so hers is set on mine, and all combined, save what thou must combine with holy marriage. When and where and how we met, we wooed and made exchange of vows. I'll tell thee as we pass, but this I pray, that thou consent to marry us today.
Holy Saint Francis! What a change is here! Is Rosaline, whom thou didst love so dear, so soon forsaken? Young men's love then lies not truly in their hearts, but in their eyes. What a deal of brine hath washed thy sallow cheeks for Rosaline, and art thou changed? Pronounce this sentence then. Women may fall when there's no strength in men.
Thou chidest me oft for loving Rosaline,
For doting, not for loving people mine.
and bast to me bury love.
Not in a grave to lay one in, another out to have.
I pray thee, chide not. She whom I love now doth grace for grace and love for love allow.
Come, young waverer, come go with me. In one respect I'll thy assistant be. For this alliance may so happy prove to turn your household's rancor to pure love.
Come, let us hence. I stand on sudden haste.
Wisely and slow they stumble that run fast.
Where the devil should this Romeo be? Came he not home tonight?
Not to his father's. I spoke with his man.
That same pale, hard-hearted wench, that Rosaline torments him so, that he will sure run mad.
Oh, Tybalt, the kingsman of old Capulet, has sent a letter to his father's house.
A challenge on my life.
Romeo will answer it.
Any man that can write may answer a letter.
Nay, he will answer the letter's master how he dares, being dared.
Alas, poor Romeo, he is already dead, stabbed with the white wench's black eye, shot through the ear with a love song, the very pin of his heart, cleft with the blind bow boy's butt shaft. And is he a man to encounter Tybalt?
Why? What is Tybalt?
More than a king of cats, I can tell you.
Here comes Romeo.
Signor Romeo, bonjour. There's a French salutation for your French slop. You gave us the counterfeit fairly last night.
Good morrow to you all. What counterfeit did I give you?
The slip, sir. The slip. Can you not conceive?
Pardon, good Mercutio. My business was great. And in such a case as mine, a man may strain courtesy.
Come between us, good Benvolio. My wits faint.
Switch and spurs, or I'll cry a match.
Why is not this better now than groaning for love? Now art thou sociable, now art thou Romeo, now art thou what thou art, by art, as well as by nature. For this driveling love is but a great natural that runs lolling up and down to hide his bubble in a hole.
Stop there.
Thou desirest me to stop in my tail against the hair?
Thou wouldst else have made thy tail large.
Oh, thou art deceived. I would have made it short. For I was come to the whole depth of my tail, and meant indeed to occupy the argument no longer.
Here's goodly gear.
A sail? A sail!
Two, a shirt and a smock.
Peter. My fan, Peter.
Oh, good Peter to hide her face, for her fan's the fairer face.
God ye good morrow, gentlemen.
God ye gooden, fair gentle woman.
Is it good day?
'Tis no less, I can tell you, for the body hand of the dial is now upon the prick of you.
Out upon you! What a man are you?
a man that God hath made for himself to mar.
Tis well said, for himself to mar. Gentlemen, can any of you tell me where I may find the young Romeo?
I'm the youngest of that name, for fault of a worse.
If you be he, sir, I desire some confidence with you.
She will indict him to some supper.
A bawd? A bawd! A bawd! So ho!
I will follow you.
Farewell, ancient lady. Farewell.
Marry, farewell. I pray you, sir, what saucy merchant was this who's so full of his ropery?
A gentleman that loves to hear himself talk, and can say more in a minute than he can stand to in a month.
Aye, and he say anything against me, I'll take him down, and we're lustier than he is, and 20 such jacks. And if I cannot, I'll find those that shall. Scurvy knave, I am none of his flirt gills. I am none of his skeins mates, and you must stand by too, and let any knave use me at his pleasure. Scurvy knave. Sir, I pray you a word, and as I said, my young lady bade me inquire you out, and what she bade me tell you, I will keep to myself. See, first let me tell ye. If you should lead her into a fool's paradise, as they say, it would be a very gross kind of behavior, as they say, because the gentlewoman is young. And therefore, if you should deal double with her, it would be a very ill thing to offer any gentlewoman, and very weak dealing.
I pray thee, commend me to thy lady and mistress. Bid her devise some means to come to shrift this afternoon, and there in Friar Lawrence's cell be shrived and married. Here's for thy pains.
Oh, nay, not a penny, sir.
Go to, I say you shall.
This afternoon, sir? Well, she shall be there.
Commend me to thy lady and mistress.
Oh, my mistress is the sweetest lady, when 'twas a prating thing. Oh, there is a nobleman in town, one Paris, who would fain lay knife aboard.
Commend me to thy lady.
1,000 times. Peter,
Anon.
take my fan, Peter, and go before. And apace.
The clock struck 9 when I did send the nurse. In half an hour she promised to return. Perchance she cannot meet him. That's not so. Oh, she is lame. Love's herald should be thoughts. Had she affections and warm youthful blood, she would be as swift in motion as a ball. But old folks many feign as they were dead, unwieldy, slow, heavy, and pale as lead. Oh God, she comes! Oh honey nurse, what news? Has the man with you? Send my man away.
Oh, Peter, wait by the gate.
Now, good, sweet nurse. Oh Lord, why lookest thou sad? The news be sad, yet tell them merrily.
Oh, I am aweary. Give me leave a while. Fie, how my bones ache. What a jaunt have I had.
I would thou hadst my bones and I thy news. Nay, come, I pray thee, speak, good, sweet nurse, speak.
Haste, what haste? Canst thou not stay a while? Do you not see that I am out of breath?
How art thou out of breath when thou hast breath to say to me that thou art out of breath? What says he of our marriage? What of that?
Lord, how my head aches. Oh, what a head have I. It beats as it would fall in 20 pieces. Beshrew your heart for sending me to catch my death with jaunting up and down.
Sweet, sweet, sweet nurse, tell me, what says my love?
Your love says, oh, like an honest gentleman, and a kind, and a courteous, and a handsome, and I warrant a virtuous. Where is your mother?
Where's my mother? Why, she is within. Where should she be? How oddly thou repliest. Your love says like an honest gentleman, where is your mother?
God's lady, dear, are you so hot? Marry, come up, I trow. Is this the poultice for my aching bones? Henceforward, do your messages yourself.
You're such a coil. Come. What says my Romeo?
Have you leave to go to Shrift today?
I have.
Then hie you to Friar Lawrence's cell. There stays a husband to make you a wife. Now the wanton blood comes up in your cheeks, they'll be scarlet straight at any news. Hie you to church, go out to dinner, hie you to the cell.
Oh, nurse, farewell.
May the heavens smile upon this holy act, but after hours with sorrow chide us not.
Amen, amen. But come what sorrow can. For sorrow cannot countervail the exchange of joy that one short minute gives me in her sight.
These violent delights have violent ends, and in their triumph die like fire and powder, which as they kiss consume. The sweetest honey is loathsome in its own deliciousness. Therefore, love moderately. Comes the lady. Oh, so light a foot will ne'er out the everlasting flint.
Good even to my ghostly confessor.
Romeo shall thank thee for us both.
As much to him, else is his thanks too much.
Juliet, if the measure of thy joy be heaped like mine, and thy skill be more to blazon it, then sweeten with thy breath this neighbor air.
There are but beggars that can count their worth. My true love is grown to such excess that I cannot sum up some of half my wealth.
Come with me, and we will make short work. For by your leaves you shall not stay alone, till Holy Church incorporate two in one.
The day is hot, the Capulets abroad, and if we meet, we shall not escape a brawl. For now these hot days is the mad blood stirring.
Thou art like one of those fellows that, when he enters the confines of a tavern, claps me his sword upon the table and says, "O God, send me no need of thee," and, on the operation of the second cup, draws it on the drawer when indeed there is no need.
Am I like such a fellow?
Nay, and there were two such men, we should have none shortly, for one would kill the other. Thou hast quarreled with a man for coughing in the street, because he hath wakened thy dog that hath lain asleep in the sun. Didst thou not fall out with a tailor for wearing his new doublet before Easter, with another for tying his new shoes with old ribband, and yet thou wilt tutor me from quarreling?
By my head, here comes a Capulet.
By my heel, I care not.
Gentlemen, but then, word upon you.
And but one word with one of us? Couple it with something, make it a word and a blow.
You shall find me apt enough to that, sir, and you will give me occasion.
Could you not take some occasion without giving?
Mercutio, thou consorts with Romeo.
Consort? What, dost thou make us minstrels? And thou make minstrels of us, look to hear nothing but discords. Here's my fiddlestick. Here's that shall make you dance. Zounds, consort!
We talk here in the public haunt of men. Either withdraw unto some private place and reason coldly of your grievances, or else depart. Here all eyes gaze on us.
Men's eyes were meant to look, and let them gaze. I will not budge for no man's pleasure I.
Oh, peace be with you, sir. Here comes my man. Romeo, the hate I bear thee can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain.
Tybalt, The reason I have to love thee doth much excuse the appertaining rage in such a greeting. Villain am I none. Therefore, farewell, I see thou knowst me not.
Boy, this shall not excuse the injuries that thou hast done me. Therefore turn and draw.
I pray thee, I never injured thee, but love thee better than thou canst devise. So therefore, Capulet, whose name I tender as dearly as mine own, be satisfied.
Oh, come, dishonorable, vile submission! Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you walk?
What wouldst thou have with me?
Good king of cats, nothing but one of your 9 lives, that I mean to make bold withal, and, as you shall use me hereafter, dry beat the rest of the 8. Will you pluck your sword out from its pitcher by the ears? Make haste, lest mine be at your ear ere it be out.
I am for you.
Good Mercutio, put thy rapier up!
I am hurt. A plague on both your houses. I am sped. Is he gone and hath nothing?
What, art thou hurt?
A scratch. A scratch! Mary, 'tis enough. Where is Balthazar? Go, villain, fetch a surgeon.
Courage, man. The hurt cannot be much.
No. 'Tis not so deep as a well, nor as wide as a church door. But 'tis enough. 'Twill serve. Call for me tomorrow, and you shall find me a grave man. Zounds! A dog, a rat, a mouse, a cat. To scratch a man to death? Why the devil came you between us? I was hurt under your
I
arm.
fought only for the best.
Help me into some house of Benvolio or I shall faint. A plague on both your houses. If the worms feeded me, I have it. And soundly too. Your houses!
Romeo, brave Mercutio is dead.
This day's black fate on more days doth depend. This but begins the woe, others must end.
Here comes the furious Tybalt, back again.
Alive in triumph, and Mercutio slain. Tybalt, take the villain back again, that late thou gavest to me. For Mercutio's soul is but a little ways above our heads, staying with thine to keep him company. So either thou, or I, or both must go with him.
Thou, wretched boy, that did consort him here, shout with him hence.
This shall determine that. Ah! Ah!
Romeo, away! Be gone! The citizens are up and Tybalt slain. Stand not amazed, the prince will doom thee death. If thou art taken, hence, be gone, away.
Oh, I am fortune's fool!
Where are the vile beginners of this fray?
O noble prince, I can discover all. The unlucky manage of this fatal brawl. There lies the man, slain by young Romeo that slew thy kinsman, brave Mercutio.
Prince, as thou art true, for blood of ours shed blood of Montague.
Benvolio, who began this bloody fray?
Tybalt, here slain, whom Romeo's hand did slay. Romeo that spoke him fair, bade him bethink how nice the quarrel was, and urged with all your high displeasure. All this uttered with gentle breath, calm look, knees humbly bowed, could not take truce with the unruly spleen of Tybalt. Death to peace. An envious thrust from Tybalt hit the life of stout Mercutio, and Tybalt fled. But by and by comes back to Romeo, who had but newly entertained revenge. To it they go like lightning, for ere I could draw to part them, was stout Tybalt slain. And as he fell, did Romeo turn and fly. This is the truth, or let Benvolio die.
He is a kinsman to the Montague. Affection makes him false, he speaks not true. I beg for justice, which thou, prince, must give. Romeo slew Tybalt. Romeo must not live.
Romeo slew Tybalt. He slew Mercutio. Who now the price of his dear blood doth owe?
Not Romeo, prince. He was Mercutio's friend. His fault concludes but what the law should end, the life of Tybalt.
And for that offense, immediately we do exile him hence. Let Romeo hence in haste, else when he's found, that hour is his last. Bear this body and attend our will. Mercy but murders, pardoning those that kill.
Gallop apace, you fiery-footed steeds, towards Phoebus' lodging. Give me my Romeo, and when I shall die, take him and cut him out in little stars, and he will make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night. Oh, here comes my nurse, and she brings news, and every tongue that speaks but Romeo's name speaks heavenly eloquence. Ay me, what news? Why dost thou wring thy hands?
He's dead, he's dead, he's dead. Oh, we are undone, lady, we are undone. Oh, alas, the day he's gone, he's killed, he's dead.
Heaven be so envious.
Oh, Romeo can, if heaven cannot. Oh, Romeo, whoever would have thought it, Romeo.
What devil art thou that dost torment me thus? Hath Romeo slain himself?
I saw the wound. I saw it with mine own eyes here on his mantling breast. Oh, piteous corse, oh, pale as ashes, all bedawed in blood. I swooned at the sight.
Break my heart. Poor bankrupt, break it once.
Oh, Tybalt, the best friend I ever had. O courteous gentleman, O kind Tybalt, that ever I should live to see thee dead.
Is Romeo slaughtered and is Tybalt dead? My dear loved cousin and my dear lord?
Tybalt is gone, Romeo is banished. Romeo who killed him is banished.
Oh God, did Romeo's hand shed Tybalt's blood?
It did. It did, alas, the day it did.
Serpent heart, hid with the flowering face. Was ever book containing such vile matter so fairly bound? Oh, the deceit should dwell in such a gorgeous palace.
There is no trust in men. No faith, no honesty. All forsworn, all perjured, all not, all dissemblers.
Blessed be thy tongue for such a wish. He was not born to shame. Upon his brow shame is a shame to sit.
Will you speak well of him who killed your cousin?
Shall I speak ill of him that is my husband? Poor my lord. What tongue shall smooth thy name when I, thy 3 hours life, have mangled it? But wherefore, villain, didst thou kill my cousin? The villain cousin would have killed my husband. My husband lives that Tybalt would have slain. And Tybalt's dead that would have slain my husband. All this is comfort. Wherefore weep I then? Where is my father and my mother nurse?
Weeping and wailing over Tybalt's corse.
Wash they his wounds with tears. Mine shall be spent when theirs are dry for Romeo's banishment.
Hie you to your chamber. I'll find Romeo to comfort you. I wot well where he is. Harkye, your Romeo will be here tonight. I'll to him. He's in Lauren's cell.
Find him. Bid him come to take his last farewell.
News.
I bring thee tidings of the prince's doom.
What less than doomsday is the prince's doom?
A gentler judgment vanished from his lips, not body's death, but body's banishment.
Banishment. Oh, be merciful. Say death, do not say banishment.
Hence from Verona art thou banished.
There is no world without Verona's walls, but purgatory, torture, hell itself.
This is dear mercy, and thou seest it not?
'Tis torture, not mercy. Heaven is here where Juliet lives, and every cat and dog and every unworthy thing lives here in heaven and may look on her. But not Romeo. He is banished. And yet thou say that exile is not death.
No fond madman, hear me, but speak a word.
Thou would speak again of banishment.
Then I see that madmen have no ears.
How should they, when wise men have no eyes?
Let me dispute with thee of thy estate.
Thou canst not speak what thou dost not feel. If thou wert as young as I, Juliet thy love, married but an hour, Tybalt slain, doting like me and like me banished, then mightst thou speak. Then mightst thou tear thy hair and fall upon the ground as I do now, making the measure of an unmade grave.
Arise, one knocks. If Romeo, hide thyself.
Not I.
Hark how they knock. I come. Romeo, thou wilt be taken. Stay a while. Stand up. Run to my study by and by. God's will, what simpleness is this? Who knocks so hard? Whence come you? What's your will?
Let me in and you will know my errand. I come from Lady Juliet.
Welcome then.
Oh, Holy Father, oh tell me, Holy Father, where is my lady's lord? Where is Romeo?
There on the ground with his own tears made drunk.
Oh, he is in my mistress' case, just in my mistress' case. Oh, woeful sympathy, oh, piteous predicament. Even so lies she, weeping and blubbering and weep. Stand up, stand, and you be a man. For Juliet's sake, for her sake, arise and stand. Why should you fall into so deep an ode?
Speakest thou, Juliet? How is she? Doth she not think me an old murderer? Where is she? How doth she? What says my concealed lady to our cancelled love?
Oh, well, she says nothing, sir, but weeps and weeps, and now falls on her bed, and now starts up, and Tybalt calls, and then on Romeo cries.
As if that name did murder her. As this cursed hand that did murder her kinsman. Oh, tell me, Friar, tell me, in what vile part of the anatomy doth my name lodge? Tell me, that I may sack the hateful mansion.
Hold thy desperate hand! Art thou a man? Thy form cries out thou art. Thy tears are womanish. Thy wild acts denote the unreasonable fury of a beast. Hast thou slain Tybalt? Wilt thou slay thyself? Thy Juliet is alive. There art thou happy. Tybalt would kill thee, but thou slewest Tybalt. There art thou happy too. The law that threatened death becomes thy friend and turns it to exile. There art thou happy. A pack of blessings lights up upon thy back. Go, get thee to thy love, as was decreed. Ascend her chamber hence and comfort her. But look thou stay not till the watch be set, for then thou canst not pass to Mantua, where thou shalt live. We can find a time to blaze your marriage, reconcile your friends, beg pardon of the prince, and call thee back with 1,000 times more joy than thou went forth in lamentation. Go before nurse, commend me to thy lady. Bid her hasten all the house to bed, which heavy sorrow makes them apt unto. Romeo is coming.
Oh, I would have stayed here all the night to hear good counsel. My lord, I'll tell my lady that you are coming. Hie you, make haste, for it grows very late.
How well my comfort is revived by all this.
Go hence. Good night. And here lies all your state. Either be gone before the watch be set, or by the break of day disguised from hence. Give me thy hand. 'Tis late. Farewell. Good night.
It were grief so brief to part with thee. Farewell.
Things have fallen out so unluckily that we've not had time to move our daughter. Look, she so loved her kinsman Tybalt dearly, as did I, though we were born to die.
These times will go before no time. Madam, good night. Commend me to your daughter.
I will. And know her mind early tomorrow. Tonight she is mewed up to her heaviness.
Sir Paris, to make a desperate tender of my child's love, I think she will be ruled in all respects by me. Nay, I doubt it not. Go ye to her, here you go to bed, and acquaint her with my son Paris's love. Right. Bid her, mark you me on Wednesday next. Go soft. What day is this?
Monday, my lord.
Monday. Well, Wednesday is too soon. Thursday be it then. Thursday, let her know that she will be married to this noble earl. There an end. What say ye to Thursday?
And will that Thursday or tomorrow?
Get she gone Thursday, let it be. Oh, go you to Juliet and prepare her against this wedding day. Farewell, my lord. It is so very, very late that we may call it early by and by.
Hollow of thine ear. Night when she sings on yon pond
was the lark, the herald of the morn, no nightingale. Night's candles are burnt out, and jocund day stands tiptoe on the misty mountaintops. I must go and live, or stay and die.
Yon light is not daylight, I know it I. Therefore stay, yet thou needest not to be gone.
Let me be taken. Let me be put to death. I am content till thou would have it so. I'll say the yon grays, not the morning's eye, nor that not the lark whose notes do beat the vaulty heaven so high above our heads. I have more care to stay than will to go. Come, death, and welcome. Juliet wills it so.
It is. High, hence, be gone away. It is the lark that sings so out of tune, straining harsh discords and unpleasing sharps. Some say that the lark makes sweet division. This doth not so, for she divideth us. Now be gone. More light and light it grows.
More light and light, more dark and dark our woes.
Madam, your lady mother's coming to your cell. The day is broke, be wary, look about.
And window let day in and let life out.
Farewell. One kiss and I'll descend.
Art thou gone so? Love! Lord, I husband, friend. I must hear from thee every day in the hour, for in a minute there are many days. Oh, by this count it shall be much in years ere I again behold my Romeo.
Farewell. I will omit no opportunity to convey my greetings, love, to thee.
Oh, thinkest thou we shall ever meet again?
I doubt it not, and all these woes shall serve for sweet discourses in our time to come.
Oh, daughter, are you up? Who is it that calls? Is it my lady mother? Is she not down so late or up so early? What unaccustomed cause procures her hither?
Why, how now, Juliet?
Madam, I'm not well.
Evermore weeping for your cousin's death. What? Wilt thou wash him from his grave with tears? And even if thou couldst not make him live. Therefore have done. Some grief shows much of love. Thou weepest not so much for his death as that the villain lives which slaughtered him.
What villain, madam?
That same villain, Romeo. We will have vengeance for it, fear thou not, then weep no more. I'll send to one in Mantua where that same banished runagate doth live. Shall give him such an unaccustomed dram that he shall soon keep Tybalt company. But now I'll tell thee joyful tidings, girl.
And joy comes well in such a needy time.
Well. Thou hast a careful father, child, one who, to put thee from thy heaviness, hath sorted out a sudden day of joy.
Madam, in happy time, what day is that?
Marry, my child, early next Thursday morn. The gallant, young, and noble gentleman, the County Paris, at St. Peter's Church, shall happily make thee there a joyful bride.
No, by St. Peter's Church and Peter too, he will not make me there a joyful bride.
Here comes your father, tell him so yourself, and see how he will take it out of your hands.
What? How now, a conduit girl? Still in tears evermore showering? How now, wife, have you delivered to her our decree?
Aye, sir, but she will none. She gives you thanks. I would the fool were married to her grave.
Soft, take me with you, wife. How? Will she have none? Does she not us thank? Is she not proud? Is she not blessed? And worthy as she is that we have brought such a worthy gentleman to be her bridegroom?
Good father, I beseech you on my knees. Hear me with patience, but to speak a word.
Hang thee, young baggage, disobedient wretch. I tell thee what, get thee to the church on Thursday, or never after look me in the face.
Bless her. You ought to blame my lord to rate her so.
Why, milady? Wisdom? Hold thy tongue.
I speak no treason.
Oh, God, ye God, then.
May not one speak.
You mumbling fool, out of thy gravity or gossips both, for here will have it not.
You are too hot.
Oh God, bread it makes me mad. Thursday is near. Lay hand on my heart that you be mine, and I will give thee to my friend. For you be not hang, beg, starve, die in the streets. By my soul, I will ne'er acknowledge thee, nor what is mine will never do thee good.
Sweet my mother, cast me not away. Delay this marriage a month, a week. Or if you do not, make the bridal bed in that dim monument where Tybalt lies.
Talk not to me, for I'll not speak a word. Do as thou wilt, for I have done with thee.
Oh God! Oh, nurse! How shall this be prevented? What sayest thou? Hast thou not a word of joy, some comfort, nurse?
Oh, Faith, here it is. Romeo is banished, and all the world to naught, that he dares not come back to challenge you. Then since the case so stands as now it doth, I think it best you marry with the county. Oh, he's a lovely gentleman. Romeo's a dish-clout to him, an eagle, madam, hath not so green, so quick, so fair an eye as Paris had. Be sure my heart, I think you happy in this second match, for it excels your first, or if it did not, your first is dead, or 'twere as good he were as living here and you no use of him.
Speakest thou from thy heart?
Aye, and from my soul, or else beshrew them both.
Amen.
What?
Well, thou hast comforted me marvelous much. Go in and tell my lady I am gone, having displeased my father to Lawrence's cell, to make confession and to be absolved.
Marry, I will, and this is wisely done.
Well, to the friar, I know his remedy. If all else fail, myself have power to die.
Thursday, sir? The time is very short. You say you do not know the lady's mind. Uneven is the course, I like it not.
Immoderately she weeps for Tybalt's death, and therefore have I little talked of love. For Venus smiles not in a house of tears.
Look, sir, here comes the lady towards my cell.
Happily met, my lady and my wife.
That may be, sir, when I may be a wife.
Ah, that may be must be love on Thursday next.
What must be shall be.
Come you to make confession to this father?
To answer that, I should confess to you.
Ah, poor soul, thy face is much abused with tears.
Are you at leisure, Holy Father, now, or shall I come to you at evening mass?
My leisure serves me, pensive daughter, now. My lord, we must entreat the time alone.
God shield I should disturb devotion. Juliet, on Thursday shall I rouse you. Till then adieu, and keep this holy kiss.
And when thou hast done so, come weep with me, past hope, past cure, past help.
Juliet, I already know thy grief. It strains me past the compass of my wits. I hear thou must, and nothing may prorogue it, on Thursday next be married to this county Paris.
Tell me not, Friar, that thou hearest of this, unless thou tell me how I may prevent it. If in thy wisdom thou canst give no help, do thou but call my resolution wise, and with this knife I'll help it presently. God, joined my heart and Romeo's. Thou art hands. And ere this hand by thee to Romeo sealed shall be the label to another deed, or my true heart with treacherous revolt turn to another, this shall slay them both. Therefore out of thy long experienced time give me some present counsel. Or behold, twixt my extremes and me this bloody knife shall play the umpire, arbitrating that which the commission of thy years and art could to no issue of true honor bring. Be not so long to speak. I long to die if what thou speakest speak not of remedy. Hold, daughter.
I do spy a kind of hope, which craves as desperate an execution as that is desperate which we would prevent. If, rather than to marry County Paris, thou hast the strength of will to slay thyself, then it is likely thou wilt undertake a thing like death, to try to pay this shame, that copes with death himself to escape from it. And if thou darest, I'll give thee remedy.
Bid me leap rather than marry Paris from off the battlements of yonder tower, or bid me go into a new-made grave and hide me with a dead man in his shroud.
Hold then. Go home, be merry. Give consent to marry Paris. Wednesday is tomorrow. Tomorrow night look that thou lie alone. Let not thy nurse lie with thee in thy chamber. Take thou this vial, and being then in bed, with this distilled liquor drink thou off. When presently through all thy veins shall run a cold and drowsy humor. For no pulse shall keep his native progress but surcease. No warmth, no breath shall testify thou livest. And in this borrowed likeness of shrunk like death, thou shalt continue 42 hours, and then awake as from a pleasant sleep. Then in the morning, when the bridegroom comes to rouse thee from thy bed, thou art dead. Now as the nature of our country is, in thy best robes uncovered on the bier, thou shalt be borne to that same ancient vault where all the kindred spirits of the Capulets lie. In the meantime, shall Romeo, by my letters, know our drift, and hither shall he come, and he and I shall watch thy waking, and that very night shall he bear thee hence to Mantua. Oh, give me. Tell me not of fear. Hold, be strong and prosperous in this resolve. I'll send thy servant with speed with letters to thy lord to Mantua. Love, give me strength. Farewell, dear father.
What, is my daughter gone to Friar Lawrence?
Aye, forsooth.
Well, he may chance to do some good on her.
See where she comes from shrift with merry looks.
How now, my headstrong, where have you been gadding?
Why, I've learned me to repent the sin of disobedient opposition, and beg your pardon. Henceforward I am ever ruled by you.
I am glad, Aunts. This is well. Stand up. This is as should be.
Nurse, will you go with me into my closet to help me sort such needful ornaments as you think fit to furnish me tomorrow?
No, not till Thursday. There's time enough.
Go, nurse, go with her. We'll to church tomorrow.
Good night. Get thee to bed and rest, for thou hast need.
Gentle nurse, I pray thee, leave me to myself tonight. Farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. I have a faint, cold fear thrills through my veins that almost freezes up the heat of life. I'll call them back again to comfort me. Nurse! What should she do here? My dismal scene I needs must act alone. Come, Vile. What if this mixture do not work at all? Shall I be married then tomorrow morning? No. No, this shall forbid it. Lie thou there. What if it be a poison which the friar suddenly hath ministered to have me dead? Lest in this marriage he should be dishonored because he married me before to Romeo. I fear it is. And yet methinks it should not, for he had still been tried a holy man. How if when I am laid in the tomb I wake before the time that Romeo come to redeem me? There's a fearful point. Shall I not then be stifled in the vault to whose foul mouth no healthsome air breathes in, and there die strangled ere my Romeo comes? Or if I live, is it not very like the horrible conceit of death and night together with the terror of the place? As in a vault, an ancient receptacle where for these many 100 years the bones of all my buried ancestors are packed, where bloody Tybalt, yet but green and earth, lies festering in his shroud, where, as they say, in some hours in the night spirits resort. Alack, alack, it is not like that I, so early waking, what with loathsome smells and shrieks like mandrakes torn out of the earth, that living mortals hearing them run mad. Oh, if I wake, shall I not then be distraught, environed with these hideous fears, and madly play with my forefathers' joints, and pluck the mangled Tybalt from his shroud, and in this rage with some great kinsman's bone, as with a club, dash out my desperate brains? Oh, look! Methinks I see my cousin's ghost seeking out Romeo that did spit his body on a rapier's point. Stay, Tybalt, stay! Romeo, I come. This do I drink to thee.
Mistress? What mistress? Juliet? Fast I warrant her, she. Why, lady? Why, lamb? Fie, you slug of bed. Why, lady? Madam, mistress. Why, bride? Marion, amen. How fast asleep is she? I must needs wake her, madam. Madam! What, dressed and in your clothes and down again? I must needs wake you, lady. Lady. to cease to last the day she's dead.
Huh? Let me see her. Alas, she's cold. Death lies on her like an untimely frost upon the sweetest flower of all the field.
Oh, lamentable day.
Oh, woeful time.
Death, thou hast taken her hence to make me wail. Ties up my tongue will not let me speak.
Come, is the bride ready to go to church?
Oh.
Ready to go, but never to return. Oh, son, the night before my wedding day, death has lain with my wife. There she lies, flower as she was deflowered by him. Death is my son-in-law, death is my heir. My daughter he hath wedded. I will die and leave him all life living. All is death.
Have I longed to see this morning's face? Doth it give me such a sight as this?
Curse of unhappy, wretched, hateful day. Most miserable hour that e'er time saw.
Outrageous time, why cometh thou now to murder our solemnity? Dead art thou, alack. My child is dead, and with my child is buried all my joys. All things ordained festival have turned from their office to black funeral. Oh, the bridal flowers will serve as a buried cause, and all things change them to the contrary.
Sir, go you in, and madam go with him, and go Sir Paris. Let us all prepare to follow this fair course unto her grave.
If I may trust the flattering truth of sleep, my dreams presaged some joyful news at hand. I dreamt my lady came and found me dead, and breathed such life with a kiss to my lips that I revived. News from Verona? How now, Balthazar? Dost thou not bring me letters from the Friar? How is Juliet? How fares my love? For nothing can be ill if she be well.
Then she is well, and nothing can be ill.
Her body sleeps in Capulet's monument.
Is it even so? And I defy you, stars!
Beseech you, sir, have patience. Your looks are pale and wild, and do imports misadventure.
Touch thou art deceived. Hast thou no letters from the Friar?
No, my good lord.
'Tis no matter. Get thee gone, I'll beat thee straight. Well, Juliet, I will lie with thee tonight.
young yew tree lay thee all along. Keep thine ear close to the hollow ground, so shall no foot upon the churchyard tread, but thou shalt hear it. Whistle then to me, a signal that thou hearest something approach. Give me those flowers. Do as I bid thee. Go. Sweet flower. Flower, thy bridal bed I strew. Oh, woe! The canopy is dust and stones, which with sweet water nightly will I do. Or, wanting that, with tears distilled by moans. The obsequies that I will keep nightly shall be to strew thy grave and weep. Boy gives warning something doth approach.
Hold. Take this letter. Early in the morning see thou deliver it to my lord and father. Upon thy life I charge thee, whate'er thou hearest or seest, stand all aloof, and do not interrupt me in my course.
I will be gone, sir, not trouble you.
So shalt thou show me friendship. Take thou that, live, and be prosperous. Farewell, good fellow. Thou detestable maw, thou womb of death, gorged with the dearest morsel of the earth. Thus I am forced thy rotten jaws to open, and in despite I'll cram thee with more food.
Stop, thou hollow toil, vile Montague. Can vengeance be pursued further than death? Condemned villain, I will apprehend thee. Obey and go with me, for thou must die.
Therefore came I hither. Good gentle youth, tempt not a desperate man. Put not another sin upon my head by urging me to fury. Be gone.
I do defy thy conjurations, and apprehend thee for a felon here.
Wilt thou provoke me? Then have at thee, boy.
Oh, I'm slain. If thou be merciful, lay me near Juliet.
In faith I will. Let me peruse this face. Mercutio's kinsman, noble county Paris. Death, lie thou there by a dead man interred. Oh, my lady, my wife, death, that hath sucked the honey of thy breath, had had no power yet upon my beauty. Beauty's ensign is yet crimson in my lips and in my cheeks, and death's pale flag is not advanced then. Tybalt, liest thou there in thy bloody sheet? Oh, what more favor can I do to thee, than with thy hand that did cut thy youth in twain, to sunder his that was thine enemy? Forgive me, cousin. Juliet, why art thou yet so fair? Shall I believe that unsubstantial death is amorous, and the lean abhorred monster keeps thou here to be his paramour? In fear of that, I will stay with thee, and never from this palace of dim light depart again. Here will I stay, with worms to be my chambermaids. Eyes, look your last. Arms, take your last embrace. And lips, oh, you the doors of breath, seal with a righteous kiss, a dateless bargain to engrossing death. Here's to my love. Oh, true apothecary, thy drugs are quick. Thus, with a kiss I die.
friend, one that knows you well.
Who is it?
Balthazar,
How long hath he been there?
full half an hour.
Go with me to the vault.
I dare not, sir. My master knows not but I am gone hence, and fearfully did menace me with death if I did stay to look on his intents.
Stay then. I'll go alone. Fear comes upon me. Much I fear some ill unlucky thing. Romeo! Oh, pale! Who else? What Paris too? Steeped in blood! What unkind hour is guilty of this lamentable chance? Comfortable friar. Where is my lord? I do remember well where I should be, and there I am. Where is my Romeo? Come, my lady. Come from that nest of death, contagion, and unnatural sleep. A greater power than we can contradict hath thwarted our intents. Thy husband in the bosom there lies dead. Oh, come, good Juliet, I dare no longer stay. Go! Get thee hence, for I will not away! Oh, it's here. Come, closed in my true love's hand. Poison I see hath been his timeless end. Churl! Drunk all and left no friendly drop to help me after. I will kiss thy lips. Haply some poison yet doth hang on them to make dye with a restorative. Thy lips are warm. Yea, noise. Then I'll be brief. Oh, happy dagger. This is thy sheath. There rust, and let me die.
What misadventure is so early up that raises our person from our morning's rest?
What shall be? They so shriek abroad.
What fear is this that startles in our ears? Oh God! God! Realize County Paris slain? Romeo is dead. Juliet dead before, warm, new killed. Good father, say at once, what is thy know in this?
Romeo, there dead, was husband to that Juliet, and she, there dead, was Romeo's faithful wife. I married them, and their stolen marriage day was Tybalt's doomsday, whose untimely death banished the newly bridegroom from the city, and for whom and not for Tybalt Juliet pined. You, to remove that siege of free from her, betrothed and would marry her perforce to County Paris. Then comes she to me, and with wild looks bid me devise some means to rid her of the second marriage, or in my cell there would she kill herself. Gave I her, so tutored by my art, a sleeping potion, which so took effect as I intended, for it brought on her the form of death. Meantime I writ to Romeo, that he should hither come as this dire night, to take her from her borrowed grave. But he which bore my letter was stayed by accident. And all alone, at the prefix time of her waking, came I to this same ancient vault. But when I came, here lay the noble Paris and true Romeo dead. She awakes, and I entreated her come forth, but then a noise had scared me from the tomb, and she, too desperate, would not go with me, but seems did violence on herself. All this I know, and to the marriage her nurse if privy. And if aught in this miscarried by my fault, let my old life be sacrificed, some hour before his time, unto the rigor of Severus' law.
We still have known thee for a holy man. Where's Romeo's man? What can he say in this?
I brought my master news of Juliet's death and then post Mantua to the same place, to the same monument. Came with flowers to strew his lady's grave and bid me stand aloof, and so I did.
Oh, where be enemies? Capulet, Montague, see what a scourge is laid upon my head, that heaven finds means to kill your joy with love. Oh, God, and all are punished.
Brother Montague, give me thy hand. This is my daughter Georgia, for no more can I demand.
But I can give thee more, for I shall cast her statue in pure gold. And whilst Verona by that name is known, there shall no figure at such rate be set as that of true and faithful Juliet.
As Romeo's shall lie by his lady's lie. Poor sacrifices or enmity.
A glooming peace this morning with it brings. The sun with sorrow will not show his head. For never was a story of more woe than that of Juliet and her Romeo.